Channel 5 starts now.
It's the shocking video you'll see only on 5. A woman was revived by local police with Narcan after overdosing on heroin in her car.
Heroin addiction has a grip on our region as residents of all classes try to catch that next great high at the risk of their own lives. And this is video we first showed you on News Channel 5 at 11 on Friday.
Well, today that woman you see is telling us her side of the story. Derek Waller is live in Cleveland. And Derek, this story is a stark example of the problem.
Yeah, and she doesn't want her name or face on TV, but this woman tells me that this started with the shooting death of her 15-year-old son last year by a relative. In fact, we interviewed this woman at the time. Now, a year later, she finds herself on camera again.
Just keep your head back for a minute, okay?
Lorain police responded to this Colorado Avenue gas station to administer Narcan, or naloxone, the opiate antidote that can revive people from overdoses. Would she have died?
Very possible. Very, very possible.
Today, that woman is alive and reluctantly talking. Would you mind coming out just for a second? The 48-year-old now charged with OVI and possession of heroin, paraphernalia, and instruments. Now, too embarrassed to show her face, she told me the situation was not as serious as it looked.
I mean, when people saw you in your car on Friday and were concerned about you and called 911, did they have a reason to be concerned?
I don't think so.
She says it all started after the death of her 15-year-old son last May. Jesse Hayes was shot in the face by his cousin, 29-year-old Thomas Catalde.
I thought maybe that was like a way to deal with the pain, but it was a mistake, and I don't ever plan on doing it again.
But her family is worried.
Go figure, you know, I honestly, I mean, I suspected it for some time.
Her uncle told me suspicions of drug use were confirmed by our story. Was that a wake-up call for her? Have you talked to her?
I haven't talked to her. I really don't want to talk to her, honestly. I just want to kind of cut ties and be done. I don't want my children around that stuff, and I don't want to be around drugs myself.
What would you say to someone who finds themselves in a similar situation about, you know, using heroin or?
No, not that. But evidently, that's not the way to go.
It's not the way to go?
No, that's not the way to go.
What do you do instead? What are you trying to do now?
I don't know. I go to therapy and see a psychiatrist, and I don't know. I don't know how to deal with it.
And this is part of an epidemic that is really not getting any better. According to the Ohio Department of Health, there are now more people dying from accidental drug overdoses than car accidents. Live in Cleveland, Derek Waller, News Channel 5.